Hi, this is Gregory Passman coming to you from Denmark, and this is the monthly message for April 2017. I am sitting in the meeting room where we are going to have the Council of Shambhala gathering May 5th through the 7th this year, 2017. We still have some spaces left. I'm actually on the island of Fyn in Denmark, and the place here is called Gammel Brudigard. I apologize to my Danish friends for my pronunciation, but if you're interested, we still have space, and we would love for you to join us. You probably can't see it very well, but if you were looking through the windows behind me, you would be looking at the ocean. And the meeting room is a beautiful space, and the energy in here is fantastic. So without further ado, I will check out, and we'll begin the message for April. We bring you greetings and salutations from the Council of Shambhala. We are the 12th seat of the council known as Jalil, and we would ask you to breathe and to allow all of your day-to-day cares to slip and slide through your mind. Think of each and every one of them and imagine they are accumulating like an elephant in the room, but on the other side of the room, far away from your own physical body. And breathe and take a few more moments and allow your anxiety, your worry, and your fear to flow out of you. And as you do this, you allow yourself to become more clear, more centered, and more balanced. There are many of you on the planet who are very concerned about what is happening amongst the politicos in power. And we are not speaking only of one continent, we are speaking of many. It appears that there is a movement of what seem to be like dictatorships being created. Power mongers, as some of you call them. Men, women, who need as much power to feed their ego as possible. Those who have forgotten the needs of the everyday person, of the common man and woman, so to speak. And it is important to allow yourself to eradicate the fear within your being, remembering that the divine blueprint is not at the mercy of one individual, but rather it is the creation of the collective. And if the collective moves toward the lower frequencies, then the collective begins to support the kind of politicians that you are seeing coming into power now. If, on the other hand, in the hearts of all of those on the planet, unconditional love is created, exercised, and utilized, an entirely different scene begins to appear. And that scene must begin in your heart. And regardless of your station in life, regardless of your education, regardless of your occupation, regardless of the activities that you engage in at this time, you too have power. And that power lies within your heart center. And if you give yourself permission to open up that heart to the unconditional love for self, including your shadow side, which of course is what these politicians are reflecting for you. Then you give yourself permission to recreate your own world, a world that reflects love back to you, a world that allows you to open up the double dodecahedron diamond heart within your chest. You do not have to worry about what that looks like. You do not have to be concerned whether or not you can imagine it in your head, for it doesn't make any difference. Your soul knows exactly what it is, and your soul is in the process of creating it the moment we mention it. So do not go up into your mind and try to figure it out, but rather stay in your heart center, where your soul energy and your soul light reign supreme. And allow that soul energy to flow up and flood your heart and flood your mind with truth, your truth, not the truth of some politician, not the truth of some leader, for that individual only thinks himself or herself to be a leader. Rather, allow yourself to manifest your own world, the world around you, where first you love yourself, and second, you love the people around you, unconditionally, unprejudiced, and unbiased. For anything that you judge, you are well aware, is only that which you judge within yourself. And when you release those judgments of others, you can then face yourself without judgment. And when you release your own judgments, you can allow yourself to face the rest of humanity without judgment. It is within the Native American philosophy to bless one's enemies, and it is perhaps one of the most difficult things a human being can do. So as you are passing judgment on these various politicians, think of an alternative. Give yourself permission for just a moment to imagine that just like you, they have a soul and they have a heart. And no matter how difficult that is for your mind to believe, it is the truth. For the truth is also that they are a creation of the Creator. No matter what they think of themselves, no matter what sort of laws they try to perpetrate upon the people in their constituencies, they too have a heart. And if that heart receives love from the population, unconditional love, and the ability to shift and to change, as all hearts have, as all souls have, then there is a possibility that things can change. And you see, if you are working from the inside out, as the Archangel Gabriel suggests, if you are working from the inside out, you create unconditional love within your heart, and then you allow it to flow outward, targeting that which you perceive to be your enemy, your adversary, doing whatever it is that you do not like. So instead of projecting hate to that individual, instead of projecting adversity, envy, or whatever anger you might have, slow the process down. Imagine you see that individual opening to their own innocence, opening to their own higher self, opening to their own soul, to their own higher consciousness, and shifting and changing. And before your mind objects and says, that cannot happen, expand your own parameters and see with your peripheral vision what your eyes may not be able to focus on immediately in front of you. And give yourself permission to love instead of hate. Give yourself permission to open to love instead of your fear. And allow that love to spread out throughout all of the collective, throughout all of humanity, from Africa to Alaska, from Germany to Greentown, wherever Greentown may be, from Iceland to Ireland. Allow that love to blanket the earth and surround it in a kind of golden light, while you too are surrounded in golden light, allowing your life to be completely and totally immersed in love rather than hate and fear. You are a child of the universe, as the very famous poem recites. You too have a right to be here. And you have a choice. What do you choose to do with that choice? What is it that you desire? Allow yourself to breathe that love in, through, and out of you. And give yourself permission to immerse your entire being in it. And know that your soul will press it out through your etheric lining, through your auric field, through all of the worlds that make you up. And everything can change. Everything. If your mind is open to it. If, on the other hand, your mind is closed and your fingers are pressed up against your face and you can only see the darkness, then you must move your hands away until the light can flow into your eyes, into your mind, into all of your being. This is our request for you. Think back in your life to all of those who seem like they are your opponent, or were your opponent, or your adversary. And send light into their hearts as well. Even if they abused you, even if they misused you, abandoned you, betrayed you, and did not love you appropriately. That does not mean that you have to mimic or mirror their behavior. You can see what they did to you, and you can do the opposite. That is the key. What was done to me was an example of the opposite of what I can learn to do for myself. And that is to completely envelop my being in unconditional love. And when I do, I begin to recognize the perfection of what and whom I am. So breathe that perfection into you and allow it to permeate the rest of the world so that the rest of the world can experience your perfection as well. We are the 12th seat of the Council of Shambhala. We send you greetings and salutations. Peace and much love to each of you. So be it. Welcome back. This is Gregory Possiman with the monthly message for April of 2017. And our best wishes from this beautiful place by the ocean here on Hellness in Foon. I hope that if you have any thoughts of joining us in May, you will give that some real serious thought. And then hopefully we'll still have space for you. Thank you, and be well.